Hello. Good morning, everybody. Before we get too crazy, let's go ahead and start with this. We got news. I got triple red folder. By default, today is not a good day to trade. To be honest, I was kind of hoping not to trade today. Um, yeah. I figured might as well go ahead and see what I can do. And if price doesn't want to go my way, then that's completely fine. I just won't trade. Keep things simple for myself. Oh, oh wow. What is this? That is awful. Awful, awful. Pretty sure it looks the same over here. Yeah. So we got in here yesterday. Could have made a lot. Left here. And we were smart to do this because, as you can see, it went back up. We would have been stopped out because this is exactly where I had the stop loss set to. Right there. We would have been stopped out had I not left what I did. And then it came back up and then proceeded to come back down within the same range. This is not fun to look at all. That being said, I don't think today is going to be a good day to trade. I'm confident in identifying what I can. Oof. To say the least. Big oof. Okay. That's a range. Just want to head up to the hour. I'm seeing me an inverse or value gap here, saying that price is not going to continue lower, but that price doesn't know what it wants to do because it's been doing this within range the whole time. So we can't use this as confluence outside of we know price isn't going to go lower. Then again, we do have fair value gap here saying price is going lower. It has gone lower. So we're looking for price to come back up, invert this. I guess that would be what we need to look at to determine whether or not price is going to break through this and actually continue higher the way it's supposed to. If this fair value gap's disrespected and we get a closure above it and it's in line with that, that couldn't be spelt out any better, in my opinion. If this is closed above, I think price is going to continue much, much higher. My first and only key value that I'm looking at is this right here. If this is it, I'm going to stick with the confluence. I'm going to stick with my bias that I need to press buy. Because again, the daily is saying that we are continuing higher. Price has shot way higher than it has before. We haven't had a retrace just yet. And it has all the potential in the world to continue up into this high here. And I'd like to see it go that high. I really would. That being the case, step back down to the hour. We'll wait for that to get hit. Let's go ahead and mark stuff out on the NASDAQ. The only reason we're doing this is to look for an S&P divergence. Eventually, I hope to get to the point where I'm not reliant on just marking everything, because this is kind of a waste of time, because I'm not hoping to see an SMT divergence. I'm just doing this because why not, right? There is a difference. Do we have the same fair value gap on the NASDAQ we do on S&P? Yes, we do. So, we do have an S&P divergence right here from this, well, they look about the same, to be completely honest, but I can see the difference. This right here, right, goes up versus this right here going down. However, the rule for SMTs are it's when one chart makes a higher high and the other makes a lower high, right? Or in some instances, it's where when one chart makes a lower low and the other chart makes a higher low. Make sense? The charts are saying two different things, and typically speaking, the lagging chart is more often than not, the S&P 500. And because of that, we should be paying attention to the NASDAQ to determine what the S&P is going to be doing. NASDAQ is saying the price is going higher, which is cool. That lines up with our confluence. We can go ahead and assume, okay, price is going to go higher on the S&P. Because it's going to go higher, we want to know how much higher. Well, this is giving us a double candlestick into the fair value gap. Slight shake on that because we want that fair value gap to be disrespected. If it's disrespected, we know price is continuing much higher. And we're probably going to get a fair value gap on top of that. Or, I'm sorry, an inverse fair value gap. It'll stop this down, put a fair value gap up to here, and actually continue much higher the way we want it to. And then, of course, we have this right here saying price hasn't gone up into it at all. But because the wicks are inside the fair value gap here, it's already claimed that liquidity. So, at what point is price going to break higher? We have no idea. There is a potential for price to continue much lower. Much, much, much lower. With that being the case, I'm going to press pause. We have 30 minutes before, well, sorry, 26 minutes before this count closes and our market opens. I'm going to have my breakfast now. I'm going to do the chart work on Trade Locker, get that out the way. And yeah. BRB. Okay, so we have pre-market open. It's 8 o'clock. I'm gonna reopen this back up because I actually like to make sure what time that hits. 8:30. 8:30 is when we have a triple red folder hit, which means we should be seeing a strong reaction today, which is good for us. We have something to potentially hope for. If the reaction is strong enough, we can potentially get in on that trade. We want to get onto the reaction. We don't want to trade when news hits. We want to ride the wave, so to speak. Looking at news, we have two values that are pretty much stagnant, and one that's continuously decreasing. And the last time it decreased, it was by a lot. It decreased a whole lot. So, and it says the actual greater than forecast is good for currency, which means if it's red, price is going higher. And if it's green, price is going lower. For this. So if that hits and the other two are the exact same number, which means there is no change, we should be seeing the majority effect come from that one folder that has had its value decrease last time. The way market's headed right now, something tells me it is going to go down before it goes up, so we should be looking for a green number on news. Once that green number hits for news, we're looking to identify where it's targeting, and then from that, the reaction from news. So we'll see a huge spike down. It'll be a continuous draw on liquidity, but before we can make that a draw, a point to reference, we need to see price shoot in the opposite direction, wherever it is. And the best way to do that is to identify, one, if it's going to target just this low here, or if it's going to target this low here, or if it's going to jump all the way down here or all the way down here. There is potential for price to come all the way down. And even into this right here, there's even a fair value gap down here that two fair value gaps that have been respected so far. It could target either one of those, in complete honesty. We were in an uptrend. We broke out of that uptrend by breaking out of these lows here. Boom. We have created a lower high. We're looking for it to create a lower low off of this here. In a downtrend, what are we looking for to get broken out of? That's high to get closed above. So what I think is going to happen, I don't think we're going to see price come up and break this except through the reaction of news. So it'll push it down a little bit, and then price is going to react off of that strongly by closing above this, and then I assume on the same candle, it's going to close above this line here. This is our Russian? Asian session high. I said Russian session. That was weird. But if it winds up closing above that line specifically, I know for a fact, one, we now have an inverse fair value gap. Two, we have a new high. And three, we just broke structure out of a downtrend. Double confirmation would be waiting for it to come up above this line and actually close above this line. We want it to actually hit that first. It's got to close before we can consider a key level hit, though. If it's a wick, not good enough. It's got to close above these lines for it to continue higher. That is currently what I think is going to happen. If it doesn't come to pass, we don't hit this key level and we don't continue higher, that's completely fine. We know we're in a downtrend at the moment. For the hourly, we are in a downtrend. The daily says that we are in an uptrend, but there's a problem with the daily, with looking for take profit zones on the daily. They're all way up here. There is not a high more recent than these three here. Even on the hourly. On the hourly, there is no high except those. On the 5 minute, you can't even like zoom out that far to see any highs. You have to literally scroll all the way over here and you see them. All three of them up here. It takes a minute to load because there are so many candles between them. Yeah, you can't go that far. So these three right here are legitimately the most recent highs to target when it comes to take profit. They're unlikely to get hit compared to the lows. We've had a lot of lows these past couple of weeks. This is the hourly, so days. There are more lows to gain profit from than there are highs. So it would make sense for market to have a strong pull down. There's a lot of liquidity lying up underneath these lows, and it wants to claim it. It wants to. I think we need to be on the preparation side, on the cautious side. We need to know that price is going to go down. We just don't know when. We don't know how far down it's going to go because there is a lot of liquidity to claim. We broke structure on the daily, and that says price is going higher. But before it can go higher, it's got to sweep the lows in order to fuel its prices going higher. It's got to get those prices from somewhere. It's got to get those orders from somewhere in order to fill their sell orders. So I think they're going to pull from the sell side liquidity, and then from that fuel their buy side higher. But before they can do that, there's got to be a large candle wick down. And on the daily specifically, I don't think it can close below this here. It can't close below this, otherwise we'd still be in a continuous downtrend. This would be a false break of structure, and we're not in an uptrend. And in a downtrend, it is specifically the highs that close above the most previous high that create a break of structure in an uptrend. In that reversal uptrend fashion, right? And we did plateau. We have in fact plateaued all through this right here. We've stuck within the same price range for the past week now. Today's Friday. Boom. Yeah. We've plateaued. So clearly there's weakness on the buy side, but not enough for it to stop continuing higher. So what I think is going to happen is this will have been exhausted and price is going to take a dip. It's going to close somewhere in here, and we're going to see price shoot way higher, just as a reversal, trying to get these to get closed above. And if these get closed above, like aside from this break of structure, we know it's in an uptrend at that point. That being the case, I'm going to pause now, and I'm going to be right back. I know what I'm expecting in the market. I know what I'm looking for. I know what to expect. Question is, can we get fast enough to ride the wave the way we want to, or are we going to be dumb enough to enter in on the wrong spot and get stopped out and lose a bunch of money? Because we know price is going to go lower, a lot lower. Question is how low and when. We'll be right back. Hello. Hi, what's up? Hello. So I got a little distracted, but we spotted it in time. We have our key level hit here. It was, or is about to get closed above. My mistake. It looks like, what did news do? Let me go look at news. Because it is currently 8:40, which means news has hit. We had a we had a change. So one of the ones I thought was going to stand still did not. It went down a whole 0.1%, and because it was less than forecast, we saw a huge spike in price. It did not have nearly as much of an effect as the positive, what's that, 40? Positive almost 39, 40, something like that, on 40,000 on secondary folder, non-farm employment change. Said if it's greater than forecast, good for currency. So we should be seeing a leg down, but because of that first folder, we're looking at it going up. Looking at the chart, even on live, we have 15 minutes for the candle to close. Before we get too crazy, we're going to go down to the 5-minute because I think it's going to stay like that. And I know we need to look for the reaction. Per 8:30, that was such a huge candle. It actually created us a fair value gap. Sorry. Okay, so that's the thing. Sweep, we got an order block. Price went higher there. We don't care about this though. What we see is a inverse for value gap off of this. We're hoping price continues up higher, closes above this, because so that's again double confirmation that price is going to continue much higher than this consolidation period has led it on to be. That's actually going to give us plenty of room to look at stuff. What are we looking at the moment? Because our key level is hit. We're looking for a break of structure. We're looking for a fair value gap, inverse fair value gap to form, right? Well, with the key level, we got an inverse fair value gap, and with any luck, we'll also have a break of structure immediately after. We have 3 minutes for that to close. We did break structure back to the upside. So we have break of structure, and now on this, we're looking for a fair value gap that confirms fair value gap, breaker block, or order block that says yes, price is going to continue much higher. We have a fair value gap as well. So let's head on down to the 1 minute real quick on both live and this. Let's make sure things are as we need it to be. We're looking for either a break of structure or an inverse fair value gap to form. What's a break of structure on an uptrend when a low is closed below? An inverse fair value gap spells itself out as a fair value gap that gets inverted with another fair value gap immediately after in the opposite direction. We are down to the 1 minute. We are here. I'm actually like way up here, approaching this line right now. Still waking up. Sorry. That's a lot of people. Looks like we're getting our breakup structure forming now. We're going to enter in on a buy position just because we have a fair value gap saying that price wants to go higher. I know what this right here looks like in retrospect. This does not close below this, so it is not a valid breakup structure, just so we're clear. If this candlestick right here that's currently forming closes in an up candle, that'll be the official breakup structure we're looking for. And we're going to be watching price the entire time. We're going to be making sure that it's going our direction. And the minute it's not, we're bailing. We're going to watch for that reversal. The reversal sign will be that breakup structure to the other side or a liquidity sweep. It'll tell us. It'll show us. We just have to pay attention. Okay. Pressing buy now. Boom. And pressing buy now. Boom. We're in the market. Woo. Let's go ahead and bring our stop loss down here. We don't want to get stopped out too soon. Let's go ahead and bring the take profit to reasonable here. Looking at this from the perspective that I am, we entered on this one here. This is my take profit. This is my stop loss. That is a 2.15 risk to reward. I'm happy with that. Realistically speaking, if this gets broke past or looks like it's about to get broke past, we'll move it higher up to this one here because it is the next available high. With that being said, do I feel confident in this trade? Yes, I do. I do, in fact, feel confident in this trade. I, in fact, want to go ahead and do the same thing on this. Let's go to trades. Let's go here. Let's go edit. Take this. Boom. Let's bring this up to the hourly so we can actually see stuff. That is the current. Would it be the hourly? Nope, it'd be the daily. Dang, okay. So let's go and bring take profit. Yep, and then let's go ahead and bring this one here. I like this on the hourly because that gives us more accurate representation as to what the heck is going on. I like it at this key level specifically. Confirm. Okay. We now have a take profit and stop loss set up on Trade Locker as well as Trading View. Right now, price is pointing upward, and I mean, we got in at the best possible time, in my opinion. We had a low that was closed below on the minute, and from that, we got our entrance. We're going to watch price continue higher. We're going to watch it very, very intently. We're going to make sure that price is going our way the entire time we're watching it. We do not want to fail this trade. We'd actually like to come out on top this trade. With that being said, I'm going to pause the video now, so that way it's not an entire hour or 2 hours that we're waiting for this to occur. Granted, I get it's probably already been an hour. No, it's been 30 minutes. Making good time then. Yeah. I'll unpause when I think it's going to stop us out, and I am going to go over the entirety of it with you, like from start to finish, so that way it's a clear picture as to what I'm thinking and when I create my action. From that onward, we'll be right back. BRB. Okay, so we waited a little while. It's now 11:12. I believe we took our trade at. Where did we take our trade at? We took our trade here, I think. 8:53. Not good, not bad. We waited 20 minutes after news. News hit at 8:30. Our entrance was justifiable. We've had it gone literally all over the place now. It respected the fair value gap made down here, and we saw it go up higher. We now have this here to look at. Boom. We were in an uptrend here. This is the 5 minute. Or no, I'm sorry. That was the 1 minute. This is the 5 minute. Here we are. Yeah. We want to look at this. So from this uptrend here, we had, of course, our leg down for a mini retrace. We're waiting for it to create a new high above this. We do not have a fair value gap suggesting it will continue down. Yeah. On the Trade Locker app, this right here is a green candle, indicating that this was a move up, not down. Even though price went as far down as this here, we had a move down and up. Our low would have been here. Had this been the case on TradingView, I'm seeing it now. It did not close below this low, so it still has room to go high. We are technically still in an uptrend, with the exception of, well, no, because this was inverted and then it continued higher, broke past this high, and now we're still in an uptrend. Okay, so I'm reading this clearly then, more so accurately than I have earlier. We have a fair value gap here. I feel anything? No, it do not. So we have a valid fair value gap right here. We're looking at. I'm gonna mark this for my use here in a second because I want to know and see exactly what's going to happen as time moves along. Because we don't have another fair value gap within any of this, right? None saying we're moving up, none saying we're moving down. We have this block here of red on Trading View. We have the same fair value gap here on Trade Locker. And on Trade Locker, this right here is green candle. So this is what we'll be looking for, is this fair value gap here to get disrespected. That'll be our confirmed break of structure and inverse fair value gap, because we will have that'll be a double sign of reversal. Of course, the break of structure is a sign of reversal. It's confirmed that we had a not a key level hit, but a liquidity sweep of this high specifically. We want to see this fair value gap respected for it to continue higher. Again, we have our take profit set up here. We don't have really any other take profits to go after outside of that. I think the safest bet is when this fair value gap here is tapped into, we'll let it, we need a closure below this low specifically for us to justify leaving the market. We want it closed below this green candle here, because how do you identify a low? Down, up, low, low spot between the two, boom. Let's go ahead and actually mark that, get it nice and visible. We want a closure below that line, and of course a closure below this fair value gap for it to be disrespected. Per trade locker, this is current price movement. It's not this 10-minute delayed stuff you see here. We are still moving up. We have not gone lower. This right here closes a little lower than this, doesn't close below this here. We actually are on this candle here, which is above. No, it's not above. It's like right in there. We're waiting for the high to get closed above again, so that way we have our motion up. Aside from that, yeah, we haven't broke structure yet. We're still in an uptrend. We're simply waiting for the continuation confluence. Price is going to continue higher, and something tells me it's going to be a large move, because I mean, it has to be a large move up or a small move down. That is essentially what we're looking at. Again, just so we're on the same page, from this point right here, like we could make, hang on, let me find the horizontal line. This is the highest point. The highest point, right? Let's go up to the daily, just because I want to see it. This white line is what we're looking at. You see that? Do you see this? I know you can see. I know you can. What am I supposed to do with that? There's a chasm here from literally a downtrend. And we're wanting price to come up to here. Maybe up to this one here. The next realistic possibility is way up here, and I don't think that's going to happen, because we have a fair value gap right here. It says price is not going that high unless it disrespects it. So, not entirely sure what to do about that. I guess we have this one here as well, fair value gap on this note. So currently price is within this fair value gap. We wanted to disrespect the fair value gap, close above it, and from that continue higher. So that, I think, is our goal, is for price to hit this fair value gap here, and then from that continue higher. It's got to close above it though. It can't close below. So that's what we're currently waiting on, is for that to continue higher and close above a region we want it to. Outside of that, there's not really much else to really say anything about. There really isn't. These three are so out of place. It's one of those things where I'm not entirely sure where these would fit among these two here specifically. As such a smart, like, it's a small margin both ways, because it would have to come all the way down here and disrespect this for it to continue lower. But at the same time, it would need to come up here and disrespect this to continue higher. And it's got another 5-6 hours for this candle right here to close. So what do I think I want to do? Because there is a huge span of time where I do believe price is going to jump all over the place. There is a potential for that to happen. I've got a little bit of work to do today. I don't have literally all day to be sitting here on a trade. Though it's money made, and more to my experience in day trading, what do I want to do? What does it look like? What does it look like is going to happen? We have a fair value gap there. We have one there. So this price is going higher, and so it's moving a little bit higher. This is on the hourly. For the 5-minute, we have this here. Again, nothing saying for sure that price is moving higher outside of this key level here being the fair value gap we're after. Actually, sorry, this is a take profit, I think. What is this? I think this is like a high or something. Can't even see it on the 5-minute. It won't let me view past this. Ugh. We know it's a high point. We know it's up there. Still haven't broken past our structure yet. This is for the 10-minute, just looking at it. Or not the 10-minute, 5-minute. If it breaks structure at all or closes below this fair value gap, I'm 100% leaving the market. Not even going to debate it. So we had a low form off of this candle here. This is a new low to look at. We don't care about this low at the moment because there was a new one formed and we have a fair value gap here. We go ahead and draw a fair value gap onto this because I do believe we are about to have a break of structure to the downside. The truth. That's what I'm currently looking at. Same fair value gap. It can close within it and still respect it. The goal is for it to not close below it. At the moment, it seems we have broke structure too. Current price action says we broke structure earlier on this candle here. We broke structure on that specifically. However, the 10-minute delayed data says we have not. We have 50 seconds for this to close. Ten seconds. All right, we have break of structure. Break of structure with a respected fair value gap is what we have at the moment. That fair value gap is my trigger out. We have 4 minutes for that to go away. The candle's got to close. I will say that. The candle has to close for us to leave. If it doesn't close below, I don't care. As long as it closes and the next candle forms, that's where we leave the opening of that candle. So the 1 minute has disrespected the fair value gap. I'm going to leave the market. Call that a well done trade. Boom, boom. Get out the way. We made a little bit. How much? Just a little bit. That's how much we've made. Learn how to read this. Because I like going to the history tab and then from here 5-2 is not July, nor is it the 3rd. What the heck? It is 5-2. This is correct. This is the most recent. We bought in at 4201. We made $10. We made $18 and what's that? 13 cents. That's what we made. On the 1 minute, we had a break of structure and a disrespected fair value gap. We didn't want to see it continue down and ruin our oh so very sought after prize. Let's see if that was a mistake, shall we? Because here we are 1 minute away from a closure on this candle here for the 5 minute. I'll go ahead and actually minimize this so y'all can see a little bit. Here's the 5 minute I'm talking about here. You'll see it in a little bit. We have this candle and this candle. This candle was our breaking point. This candle was our... Okay, let's look at the chart moment. Let's get real for a second. Because this started to go down, broke structure on this low here, and then we had our second candle form, came down into this. 1 minute structure on this candle specifically, closed below the fair value gap, disrespecting it. And we're watching that price currently fall further down. Broke structure on this low here. It is closing below that low. 20 seconds. It came all the way down into this. Not seeing another fair value gap outside of the one we have marked on both TradingView and TradeLocker. This fair value gap right here specifically. Is it filling a breaker block? Potentially. So we had leg up, leg down. We had a small retrace up. I'm assuming this was a failed retrace. Ergo breaker block. Sign of continuation. Price is going to move higher. It did move higher. Let's make something perfectly clear about that. It did in fact go higher, right? From that high, we saw a fair value gap that said, yes, it is in fact going higher. Stay in the market. Boom. Yes, good. From here, we had leg down, this fair value gap form, but it did not invert anything over here. nor did it fill anything. There is nothing within this range specifically that it filled, right? Off of this, we know price was going to move higher right up until we had, boom, break of structure off of the 5 minute, a double break of structure off the 5 minute, disrespected fair value gap, price is currently plummeting. Yep. Closure below on the 5 minute, we have confirmed break of structure, and price is continuing on down. What time is it? It is currently 11:30. We are no longer allowed to enter the market under any circumstance. We came out on top of this trade. Granted, we only made a little bit. How much have I made? I wish I could see the total. Oh, there we go. So, I started this account with $100. I've made $25.44 for this, right? Which is pretty good. It's like $2. I made $2 off of this investment from not $100 payment. What's 25? $14.17. Made $2 off of that. And then the trading view, I installed this. I invested this amount and came out with this amount, which is more. It is in fact more. Good trade, good setup. Kind of wish there was more of a reaction. I get news was the reaction. We could have spotted something down here that would have told us, hey, yeah, price is about to fly. Go up. Yeah, we didn't catch this candle in time, unfortunately, and that ultimately cost us what could have happened. Well, yeah, there we go. Okay, so, but yeah, we had that occur. Currently, we are within this fair value gap, this overstretching one, right? And we're looking for price to continue up past this and close above it. What does the 1 hour say? 1 hour does not have anything. The 1 hour did not break structure. The price went down into this, respected the fair value gap, and now we're watching on the lower time frame it continuing higher. We do have a fair value gap here. It did not invert anything else. So yeah. There is currently a fair value gap on the 5 minute saying price is going to move much lower. What do I think is going to happen between now and Sunday, or not Sunday, but Monday morning? I think price, when it opens up per Asian session, is going to come back down below this. It's going to consolidate within this. I think London session is going to have its usual fake out. It'll come up a little bit, maybe above this line here, drop a little. Monday, let's see what news has to offer, because that is the most important thing to talk about. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We have PMI, red folder at 10 a.m. GBP and Japan both have bank holidays, so nothing much from them. The forecast is lower than the previous, and this says the actual is greater. Good for currency, so if it's a green number, price is going down. If it's a red number, price is going up. I think price is going higher Monday based on forecast and the previous listed. That is the current thought behind that. Aside from that, yeah, we took a trade. We didn't lose any. I'm going to chalk it up to us being okay and profitable. I think we're okay. I also think we could have waited. I also think we could have waited a little bit longer for price to move where it wanted to. I think we could have. Because there is nothing on the high time frame saying price is moving lower. Instead, it's actually saying price is moving higher. We have a giant fair value gap here saying, yes, it has gone higher. We had a fair value gap here. It was disrespected, and then it, yeah. it was supposed to continue higher. It was actually off of this fair value gap being disrespected that we caught the trade in the first place. So, generally speaking, I think we could have waited. Overall, though, confident trade, confident result. Do I wish there could have been more? Yes, but who doesn't? I'm going to take my wins as I see them. I'm on my way to making a decent amount of money. And at the moment, I'm going to take this as a win. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, drop a like, leave a comment, what you think or what you thought of the analysis, and or where you think market's going to go Monday, because I was wrong about today's news. I think we had a flip of one of the numbers, and then one was lower than what was actually like broadcasted to be. Not broadcasted. It was a flip compared to what I thought it was going to be. There we go. And as a result, we saw price shoot way higher instead of lower like I thought it was going to go. But hey, that works. No complaint from me. Honestly, hopefully we get the same result we have today on Monday, because if price continues to go higher and disrespects that fair value gap, I am fully expecting it to continue higher, and it's going to be a giant move. Monday is going to be a big one. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new on the comeback or enjoy this kind of content. Please note that there will be some new content coming to this channel very, very soon. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace. Chicken grease.